The NBA is home to some of the most amazing athletes in the world. However, what separates the good from the great? Some say they are born with it, others say it's the result of hours and hours of practice.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
But all we know is it's called being clutch. Now, for those of you guys at home who don't know what it means to be a clutch scorer, but what it means is this: with the game's on the line and when your team needs it most, you decide to be the man. You're the one who steps up, demands the ball in your hands to take your team to victory. Now, not all players can deal with the pressure of opposing defenses, the clock ticking down, hostile crowds, but some players have the amazing ability to step up and score amazing game winners. We've seen some amazing game winners this season, and when I talk about clutch players, you might already be thinking of Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, or whoever your favorite player is. However, what if I told you all of these answers were wrong? Who really is the most clutch player in the NBA? I'm Mo, you're watching Hoop Genius, let's find out. It may come as a surprise to you that over the past 10 years, no players in the NBA right now have scored more game-winning shots than Joe Johnson of the Utah Jazz. Throughout his career, Joe Johnson, aka ISO Joe, has often been called overrated because he didn't live up to the huge contract that the Atlanta Hawks gave him. Nevertheless, the 7-time All-Star is an ice-cold killer in the clutch. Last season, he signed a contract and accepted a bench role with the Utah Jazz, and is paying dividends so far as he's played impressively in the first-round series against the LA Clippers. In Game 1, Utah stole home court advantage from the Clippers with JJ's buzzer-beating shot, and in Game 5, his late-game dagger was instrumental to sealing the victory. Now, some of you guys might be sitting there thinking, he's only scored more game winners because he's been in more close games. Players like LeBron could potentially have been in more games where they've won by a clear margin, therefore there's no need for them to hit these buzzer-beating shots. However, in the clutch this postseason, Joe Johnson has been more efficient than anybody in the past 20 years, with the exception of Allen Iverson in 2003. In games within 5 points in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime, so far this postseason, Johnson has scored a cool 18 points in 17 minutes, while shooting 8 for 10 from the field and 2 for 3 from three-point range. His 80% from the field is easily better than anybody else who's taken at least 3 clutch shots this postseason. Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and James Harden have all taken more attempts during these clutch periods. However, none of them are shooting above 50%. Now, 8 game winners in 10 years, you might be thinking to yourself, that's not a lot. But let me put it into context for you. No other player in the league has scored more than 4 game winners in that same time period. So yes, that does mean Joe Johnson is more clutch than your favorite player. Let's check out each of these 8 game winners and break them down. Down by 1 point against the Timberwolves with just 2.2 seconds on the clock, he catches the inbounds pass at the top of the three-point line, takes 2 dribbles to the right and rises up over the defender to bury the elbow jump shot. Down by 1 with just 3.8 remaining in overtime against the Charlotte Bobcats, Johnson once again rises for the pull-up jump shot, this time over 2 defenders. This time against the Pistons in double overtime, he isolates against Tyshawn Prince, a great defender, hits him with a behind-the-back crossover and steps back for the win. Catching the ball near the midcourt with just 4.9 seconds on the clock, JJ drives, pulls up at the top of the key and hits the leaner to seal the victory. With the game tied in overtime, Johnson grabs the loose rebound and dribbles full court to make the teardrop layup between 2 defenders. After the dribble handoff from KG, he hits a backer with the crossover to the left, then goes behind the back to the right and pulls up in the mid-range yet again to grab the win. With 1.2 seconds to go, JJ catches, dribbles and shoots off balance from way downtown to bank in the game winner over the Nuggets. Finally, ISO Joe isolates on Jamal Crawford, dribbles between his legs twice, then drives to the bucket, getting the friendly roll for a shot which could potentially spell the end of the season for the LA Clippers. So, the numbers say Joe Johnson is the man you want with the ball in his hands when the game's on the line. However, who would you give the ball to in this last-minute situation? Which player would you trust to hit that all-important shot? Let us know who you think would be the best player to score a game winner in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up on this video, make sure you follow us on social media, subscribe to this channel, it would really mean a lot to us. If you've learned anything from this video and anything from Joe Johnson, most importantly, over everything else, get buckets.